Hello there, traveler. Welcome to the castle. Or, I guess more accurately, A King's View by GoatScreech. I'd like to share my thoughts about a book I've read, if you're willing to indulge a dragon. Thank you, traveler. Let's begin. Regicide, Saints of Firnus is a novel written by Griffin Phoenix Nichols and is self-published. I'm going to start off this review by saying that I received a digital copy from the author in exchange for an honest review. Regicide is a book about loss and the myriad ways in which a beast will deal with this loss. Holt the Mustelid goes through so much in this book, and the ways in which he copes and tries to make sense of his place within a society that actively denies him the ability to live his life was a wild ride indeed. The occupying force of lions that have taken over the city Holt lives in, called Pantherans, are used to great effect, showcasing the consequences of colonization. How that occupation has estranged Holt from his people's culture and stolen his future out from under him. Holt, to his credit, is trying his best from within a system that is designed from the outset to crush him. Each chapter, Holt seems to lose a little bit more and yet gain a greater understanding of what is truly needed to break free of the rule that is imposed on him. Versha, Freya, and Jonas are all characters I'm going to be thinking of for a while. The way in which they fit in and around Holt's life, how they influence and support him, felt natural. There's a lot of considerations that have been thought out when dealing with a world full of animal people, from the names for the groups of similar animals all the way down to how you wouldn't refer to a group of animals as people, but instead refer to them as beasts. The author clearly wanted to make sure that this world felt believable, and I appreciate that. I love the illustrations peppered throughout the book. More books need to get back to adding in illustrations, as they really help to contextualize and quantify a lot of the book. I got a much better sense of just how much bigger the Pantherans were in comparison to Holt, seeing it depicted in the book's illustrations. It's also just fun to see Holt and Freya interact with this world. All of that said, I do have some criticisms of the book. This is the first in a series, and as such, the book has to spend a lot of its time setting up the world around the characters so that the reader has an idea of what they are working with. That's not inherently bad, but I do feel like the book suffers a little from having to use that time over the course of the book. The main promise of the plot doesn't kick into high gear until very late in the book, and I believe that if there was a little less time spent having to establish the world, then perhaps there would have been more room for the climax and resolution at the end. I also think that for as important of a character as Arlen is throughout the story, we get precious little information about him. I think that spending more time with him and Holt and diving a bit deeper into their relationship would have strengthened the story overall. While I read the digital version, if you have the means, I think getting the physical version is the way to go. The physical book is beautiful, and the presentation and gold accenting make it one that is sure to look great on your shelf. If you're a fan of furry fantasy, this one was a great read. I'm really excited to see what Griffin has in store for other books in this universe, and eagerly await the next Saint of Firnus. Until next time, curl up with a good book, and be kind to yourself.